it's Michelle, and today we're going to be doing a beaded Christmas ornament to go on the tree. I had a request from Rhonda to do an icicle Christmas tree ornament, and I had just last year created an icicle ornament for my tree, so I told her that I would do this video and show you guys how I did my icicle ornament. So Rhonda, I hope you like it, and I hope the rest of you do too. This is so simple and easy, but it's beautiful and it catches the light so wonderful on the tree. I really love the quick and simple ornaments, and this one definitely is. I think you guys are going to love it. We're going to put our beads onto an iridescent tinsel stem, and I just got these at Walmart in the children's craft aisle, and we're going to be using some E6000 glue and silver beading string. And for our beads, we've got a bicone at the top and a teardrop shape at the bottom end, and everything in between is just round faceted, and we're going to taper down in size to make that look like an icicle shape. And these are all just acrylic beads. I really like to use the acrylic beads for Christmas tree ornaments because they're so lightweight and they won't weigh down the branch on your tree when you hang that on. So this one here is a 20 millimeter bicone shape. And then in our round faceted, we have 14 millimeter, 12 millimeter, 10 millimeter, 8 millimeter, and 6 millimeter. And then for the pointed tip with our clear teardrop shape, that is a 6 by 8 millimeter. And that one is so small, and since we're using the tinsel stem and not a regular beading pen or something, I did have to ream that out a little bit with my bead reamer. And you just put that in there and just kind of file the inside. And if they're a little small to hold on to, I have found that you can lay that down, just hold it in place and sort of file like this. And your pressure goes downward toward one side when you do that, but if you just kind of roll it around as you file, you're going to file that evenly inside and be able to enlarge the hole in your bead. So we were able to make that one fit by doing that. And then we're ready to get started on putting it onto our tinsel stem. So I'm just going to fold this in half. I'm going to make sure not to crimp it in the middle because I don't want a sharp bend in that metal to have to deal with. Just sort of bend it just enough to find the middle and give it a cut right there, because like I said, that's going to be more than we need anyway, and we're going to cut that tip off. And then we're just going to put the 6 by 8 teardrop bead on the bottom. And I really didn't ream that hole out all the way, but that's okay because I don't want that tinsel stem sticking out the end anyway. So if that only goes about halfway in, that's perfectly fine. And then I'm going to work from the other end and feed on the rest of my beads. Starting with my 6 millimeter. And then my 8 millimeter. Then my 10 millimeter. Then the 12. And the 14. And then last, we're going to put on our 20 millimeter bicone. And you can see that makes a beautiful icicle shape. And I'm just going to clip that off even with the end of the top of my icicle. And then I'm going to take that back off and take just a little extra clip to make sure that that doesn't stick out past the end of our bead. And now that we have that, I'm going to take my beading string. Rather than trying to tie this on after the fact, I'm going to put it on to my tinsel stem before we put that bicone bead back on. And that's going to help hold it in there, hide the knot, and be able to get it secure too. So I'm just going to start my little knot here, start my loop, and then put it around. Tie it in one knot, and then another knot, and clip off my excess. And that way your hanging part of the loop is just going to be a loop and no knot showing. That's going to be hidden inside. And we're going to take a little bit of our E6000. If I can squeeze some of that out. Let me try a different tube. Okay, I'm going to try this one here. And I'm just going to make sure that I touch that knot just a little bit with the E6000. And then I'm going to take the end of my tinsel stem and just dip it right in to my tube of glue. And I'm going to kind of separate the strings on my loop to be on each side of my tinsel stem. And then feed the string right through my bead and onto the tinsel stem. And that glue will dry clear. It'll hold very strong, and we've got our knot and everything hidden inside of the ornament. And then we're just going to take that bottom one off and make sure that we glue it back on too. And then both ends will be held securely with that E6000, and it really does hold strong. And I think I'll trim the little furry parts off of my tinsel stem there, right up against that 6mm bead, so that that doesn't stick out when we put our last bead on. And then just slip it right back on. And make sure to wipe away any of that excess of your E6000. And it's just that simple. You've got an icicle ornament, and I think it is so beautiful, and it really catches the lights on the tree and sparkles beautifully. So thank you, Rhonda, for your suggestion. I'm really glad to be able to share this icicle ornament with all of you. I hope that you like it. Be sure to leave a comment below and let me know. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Give me a like over on my Facebook page. And be sure to join our Facebook group, Craftie Minds. That is a place where we get a lot of suggestions and ideas, and a lot of wonderful crafters sharing their creations too. I think you all will really love it, so if you're not already a part of that Facebook group, be sure and go over and join. And follow me on Pinterest, Instagram, and be sure to visit my blog. I'll put the links to everything in the description below, so be sure and check them out. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.